Welcome back. So today I'm going to do the final video in this little series I've done about the best beginner bourbons. This is going to be the budget picks. So I'm trying to keep these at $35 or less. And I'm going to combine lower proof and higher proof. You may be a beginner and you are not new to whiskey, so you can handle some proof, but you're new to bourbon and you're on a budget, or you're just new to whiskey in general and you can't really handle that much proof and you're on a budget. So I've got some options. So the first one is Evan Williams 1783 small batch. It's 90 proof and it's around $22 or so. This you're going to get some nice like toasted caramel on the palate, and the finish you're going to get a little bit of char and some nice spice. It has a nice, just deep, rich flavor for something that's only $90 and that's, I'm just going to say, sub $25. I actually will drink this one. Okay, the next bourbon that we have on the list, 1792 small batch. This is 93.7 proof. It's around $33-ish or so. This thing has really good honey sauce with some like orchard fruit and some cinnamon. It's got a nice little bit of bitter oak on the finish. For the price and the quality, it's a very, very good bourbon. And I will actually drink this one. The next one on our list, don't be mad at me, it's not actually a bourbon. It's Pendleton Midnight. It's Canadian whiskey. I believe it's mostly corn, but they finish it in American brandy barrels. It's 90 proof. It's about $32. This thing is just like viscous corn syrup and cotton candy. That's what it is, and it's pretty tasty. Like I think of like a good summer pour. This is it. For me, these are like I'm gonna say budget-ish 90 proof bourbons or a whiskey or less that I will actually drink, and so that's why I'm recommending them to you. There's probably some other ones that aren't here that you're wondering about, like Buffalo Trace. I don't really care for Buffalo Trace for my palate. I have it, but I would spend my money on these instead. If you know you like Buffalo Trace, then great, buy it. Okay, what are we going to do next? All right, we're going to jump up in proof to 100 proof budget bourbons. The first one is Early Times Bottled in Bond. It's a 1 liter bottle, 100 proof, and it's around $20-ish. You're going to get really good caramel, vanilla, some oak. It's sweet. That flavor profile just carries on into the finish. It's no longer the black label. You know, this is still the same juice as the black label, probably till, I don't know, 2025 or so. It's really good. Like, it honestly is. Like, I will enjoy drinking this one. I would definitely recommend that. Another one of my absolute favorites, Wild Turkey 101. For the money, it's so hard to beat. This is around $25. I just get like chewy caramel, some allspice, some cinnamon, some honey, and a little bit of like just a barrel funk. And for the price, I typically buy this in a handle. I don't buy the smaller bottle, but it's very, very hard to beat for the money. I prefer it to the Early Times Bottle and Bond. What's up next? Next is Knob Creek 9-year small batch. It's 100 proof, and this is about $35. Man, you're getting like good toasted, nutty caramel is what I would say with this one. And for the price, it's very good. It's very tasty. You can find it everywhere. Finish is kind of like a nutty char A very good one. And you may notice I put this here instead of Old Granddad Bonded, and this is why. Just like honey roasted peanuts soaked in alcohol. Not really your favorite, huh?
It's not my favorite.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let me down, Grandpa.
How could you, old granddad?
Oh, you're going to the home. Not that Old Granddad Bonded is bad. It's not. But this is just much better. I know it's a little more money, but if you like just peanuts, you're going to like Old Granddad Bonded. The next up on the list, one of my favorites for the money. It's such an amazing pour. It's Cooper's Craft Barrel Reserve. It's 100 proof, about $33. You're getting blueberries, cinnamon, honey, very delicious charred, sweet charred oak on the finish. Tons of rich flavor. This thing punches way above its weight. It is like, I feel like a little brother to 1924. It's amazing. For the money, you got to get it. It's really, really good. Now, there's one more. I said I was going to try and keep this around $35 or less. I'm going to cheat and go up to about $40. It's Maker's Mark 101, 101 proof. It's, for us, $40. This thing is like oozy caramel over oak charcoal, and that kind of carries on to the finish. The reason why I'm putting this in here is in case you want like a wheated bourbon. Weller Special Reserve, I don't really like it that much. I don't like the regular Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark 46, the regular one, it's decent. But this, although a little bit more, it's a lot better. But again, just if you want a wheated bourbon, I would probably take most of these over this. But if you just got to try that wheated bourbon and you actually want like a good experience, this is gonna be really good. And what are we gonna do now? We're gonna go up in proof even more. There's not a lot, over 100 proof that are budget, like $35 or less, but there is one that's super good. It's Old Granddad 114, or OGD 114, $30. This thing's nuts, cinnamon, caramel, char, really spicy cinnamon finish. If you want something that's higher proof, that's a budget, not much is going to beat this bottle. There is another one that, if you were just wanting high proof, I guess you could try it. It's Benchmark Full Proof. It's 125 proof. I paid $23 for this bottle. It's like sugared cinnamon, is how I would describe it. It's hot. Like you can taste the alcohol in this thing. To me, this OGD 114 just tastes like such a better quality whiskey. Like this, I understand it's Buffalo Trace mash bill number 1. Sure, it's the same mash bill as Stag. It is not Stag at all. It's not. This actually is good for blends. Since I've got this, I've done a few more blends to come up with a Stag replacement. I did that before in a different video, but now that I have this, I am going to be putting that video out in a little while. But trust me, man, you can use this actually for blending with other whiskeys. So maybe for that reason, buy it. But here you go. Let me know what you thought of these whiskeys. Maybe there's some that I left off. Let me know what they are. Whoa. Okay, I almost forgot. I wanted to say this when I was introducing the Evan Williams 1783 small batch. You may have noticed this Evan Williams Bottled and Bond white label was not on the list. For me, the Evan Williams Bottled and Bond it's like sweet and just like a bitter harshness to it. Like, I don't know, it's just not refined tasting. And I know we're talking budget. I know this is very inexpensive. So, like, you're not going to go wrong getting this, but I know this is lower proof, but it's, in my opinion, the Evan Williams 1783 is a much better quality whiskey. This is Bottled and Bond. It's probably not any older than 4 years, the minimum to be Bottled and Bond. This Evan Williams, though, I think it's like a blend of like 6 to 8 year old bourbons. It's a much better sipping whiskey. It really is. It tastes, to my palate, much better than this bottle. I just want to say that. Let me know if you disagree, if you think this is like the best budget bourbon. Here you go. If you're on a budget, $35 or less is what you can spend each month. Just buy each one of these bottles. Like, they're very, very, very good for the money. Hard to beat. So I'm hoping this helped you out if you are a beginner and you're on a budget. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to you later. I'm not actually done. Sorry. Probably seems like I didn't prepare, but I'm going in for surgery tomorrow, so I'm stressing about that a little bit. But I just had to say, the Benchmark Foolproof, why we got this bottle, I just wanted to give a shout out to Dan, the Whiskey Man. Give us a sample of this, and I thought it was pretty decent for the money, and I knew I wanted to use it for some blends. So Dan, thank you for the sample. That's what moved us to go online and find this bottle and get it. Okay, goodbye.